Thank you.
time.
I don't know if you guys even want to talk to me. I mean, you got Desmond. We're all good there, right?
Okay. It's on.
You guys can get started.
Who's up? You want me to give an opening statement? No.
Yeah.
Totally kidding.
Like a police chief.
Yeah, exactly. Really excited to be here. I think one of the great things about our show is that it's not just about the teams ranked in the top 10. It covers the breadth of college football. And Appalachian State's been a story both weeks with the wild game against Carolina and the victory last week. Really, you know, they stole College GameDay from Texas A&M because we were headed there for the Miami game, and this wasn't on the radar at all. And so, you know, you see all of this behind me. Kudos to the crew because you have to do a site survey and come and find a spot. They came straight here, figured it out, and people have been awesome since I got here on Thursday. So, yeah, we're really fired up.
Can you tell us in a nutshell how that decision was made to come here?
We never decide for sure where we're going before the season, but you have to have some type of plans. Off season spent doing site surveys with our technical crew, and so you know you can go a place where somebody has lost. It sort of depends on what kind of loss, right? And so after A&M lost last week, it just didn't feel right to take the show there. The backup plan had been in the unlikely event that South Carolina had won on the road, that maybe we'd go there for the Georgia game. You know, they lost, and so it kind of came up. Well, Appalachian State's been a story for 2 weeks. Why not go there? Because there's nothing, as I said earlier, there's nothing more exciting than to take the show to a place where it hasn't been and a place that's really excited to have us. I mean, we're treated great in Tuscaloosa and Columbus, but we've also been there a lot. I mean, we have to pay property taxes in Columbus, you know. So it's, you know, it's an opportunity to go to a different place, to showcase something, to cover the sport in its entirety. And it's going to be a tremendous scene. And have Luke Combs coming in. I mean, just all those things really working together. But in terms of the decision, we were on text chain even while Kirk and I were calling the game at Stanford. And we said, "What are you guys on board with Boone?" And I'm like, "Abso-freaking-lutely, let's go." So we're excited to be here.
Thank you. How does it make you feel that you're not only helping the campus here, but you're also helping small local businesses that otherwise may be overlooked or not get these opportunities?
I hadn't really thought of it in those terms, but you know, if I can do my part to help bring back small businesses in America, then that'll be a platform on which I'll run. So in 2024, if you want to vote me, just go back and look at the things that I've done to help the Boone community that my team and I have done, and it's something that we'll try to bring across the country to reinvigorate small business.
Using all that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't mind if you use it. I said it. It's not exactly like I went off the record. Besides, they say if you want to keep a secret among 3 people, 2 of them have to be dead. So I don't mind if you use it. No, but we're happy about that, man. If there's energy and excitement about us coming to town, it's very gratifying. And you know, we have a certain humility about us that I think all of us. I've been on the show 8 years now. Kirk's been here 25 years. LC's been here since it started, at least even before they started the road shows. And there's still a humility about it. About wow, we get to do this, and people like the show, and we want to feel that connection with them. And if there's some ancillary benefits in the town, that's great. It's awesome.
Thank you. Were you on that bus yesterday when they came rolling in?
No, I wasn't. That's the little secret. We don't. It would be fun to do, but we haven't rolled in on the bus. Sometimes I leave on the bus, depending on the circumstance and situation. But we all live all over the place, and the bus is stationed somewhere else. So typically, we all get in after the bus.
Predictions for the game when they walk out the field. What's the scoreboard?
I mean, the last 2 games have been, you know, like 30-plus point blowouts, and you know, Troy. I know Troy well. I've called games at Troy. You know, in the same state where I grew up. I don't see a hangover for Appalachian State in this game. I figure they'll win and cover the spread. What is the spread again? Right. Probably
12.5.
What is it?
12.5.
12. Yeah, they'll cover that. I think they'll cover the 12.5 and win it. For those of you who might like to play games of chance, assuming that it's legal for them to play games of chance, please do not do anything that's against local ordinances. Okay.
What's App State's reputation nationally? People who don't know as well.
Top flight, hard-nosed football, able to compete with the upper echelon, legacy of winning from the the FCS championships, an extraordinarily difficult place to play, passionate fans. So I think probably that's about as simply as I can describe it.
Rece, driving up the mountain, how would you describe the landscape on your way here?
It's one of the most beautiful places that God's created. It's a wonderful country. It's just spectacular, breathtaking views of the mountains. And I know it's not in this part of the state, but I actually spent my honeymoon in Cashers, so that's a long time ago. But I know well the beauty and the majesty of the mountains, and it's sort of awe-inspiring no matter how many times you've seen it. It's my first time to Boone, but certainly not my first time in these mountains.
Rece, have you met Luke Collins?
I've not.
What are you looking forward to chatting about?
I want to know if he ever used Joseph's musket when he was a bouncer here in town. He needed to do that to keep the peace when he was. I thought that was fascinating when he was a bouncer. And then also, did he ever finish up his degree? Because he left to get his music, or to pursue his music with it said 3 weeks, or
That's what y'all will be talking about.
Well, maybe so. Yeah, we'll find out all of those things. Yeah. Do you have any questions? You've been very patient, Malai.
Well, I guess the one thing I want to ask you is, I was there in Myrtle when y'all went to Coastal Carolina for the first time. Do you think there's something to be said for that Sun Belt college game day experience? How does it stack up compared to those campuses you go to every
Well, that one was different because of the whole restrictions surrounding COVID and all of that. So we couldn't quite get the full experience. I suspect that Coastal would have been very similar to what we're going to see here, because I think there's an excitement. There's and again, I don't say this from a condescending point of view or anything like that, but I think there's a sense of validation that fans feel when we show up here, and we're humbled by that. So I think they want to take the opportunity to showcase. We love our team too. It's not just Ohio State, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia. We love our team too, and we support them, and we can create a great atmosphere too. So it's an opportunity for them to showcase that passion and excitement. We look forward to sharing that with them.
Rece, following up on the Sun Belt conversation, obviously not only App last week, but Marshall and Georgia Southern, how do you guys from a national perspective see the progression of this conference through realignment?
Through realignment, it's a great question. I don't think the upsets necessarily will help them, but now if you're going to have the top 6, in terms of being, saying, they're the same as the Big Ten, that's not going to happen. But if you have 6 automatic bids and you have the ability to play and beat teams from those conferences, then you're going to have an opportunity to be one of the 6 highest ranked conference champions. So I think from that standpoint, it helps if they can continue to get these games scheduled, which will probably become a little trickier as the conferences expand the number of conference games they play. The SEC is almost certainly going to go to 9. There are many people, me included, who think they should go to 10. If you do that, you really cut down opportunities. But as long as the Sun Belt has those opportunities and wins some of those games, then they have a chance to be included either as the highest ranked conference champion, or if you have a magical undefeated season, they're now 6. There are now 6 at-large bids coming, or there will be once that comes into play. It is, yeah. I mean, I think that it's great to go to a place where we haven't been, because there's an excitement, there's a novelty to it for the students and for the fans, and it gives our show a ton of energy. The reception has been overwhelming and gratifying, and it's going to be a lot of fun on Saturday morning. I know they're going to showcase their passion for Appalachian State. Good? All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.